Hey everyone, and welcome back. Now today I wanted to go over a couple quick updates with Jasmy, as well as going into some news that I've seen a decent bit of confusion around, which is the partnership or whatever you want to call it with Apple. I think there's a lot of confusion here that's maybe leading to some misunderstanding of exactly what's going on. So I want to go into that and make sure that we're all kind of clarified on really what the true story is behind all of that. So anyway, let's go on ahead and dive right in. So starting out, we are with the trusty Crypto Fear and Greed Index. And the reason I wanted to point back to this is what we can see is we are starting to get into like a healthier market state, because we are seeing that, we're kind of stabilizing out within like the neutral part of things, which is good because, obviously we've seen, the crypto market essentially be, up only for the past couple of days. We had a really strong pump in the market, and now we've been kind of, holding out at that level, which I think is pretty good overall. And with Jasmy, we've seen, a little bit of a pullback come down from where we came up in off of that market pump a couple days ago. But as you can see, we're still sitting within kind of the structure that we've drawn and that we've had here for, probably a week or so at this point. So, nothing crazy is going on here. I think, we did not get to move up to test this upper bound like, maybe I was hoping we would. So, I would imagine that as we pull down, maybe we bounce off this bottom line. Who knows, maybe we pull back, right up into here. Maybe we head down into this lower trend line. I don't know. We'll just kind of have to see how it goes. But like I said, at this point in time, I think we're kind of mainly just playing a wait and see type of game with Jasmy until it kind of breaks through any of these trend lines that we've drawn. And obviously, we do have some time, potentially, end of September, maybe even a little bit into like middle of October, depending on kind of what area that we follow. So, this is something where over the next 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks, we might see something, but nothing, nothing's guaranteed within that time frame at any particular point. So moving on, I wanted to go show the Jasmy Twitter account. And what we can see is with recent news, they actually just got listed on CoinW. So, Jasmy is now officially listed there. Essentially most of the news recently from Jasmy has been related to CoinW as far as the listing or like the trading bounties or the AMA that CoinW did regarding the Jasmy listing. So overall, that's kind of where we're at so far. Nothing super crazy happening from Jasmy on the news side, which is why I wanted to come back to a previous bit of news. You can see this was towards the end of May. This has been brought up a lot in my comment section, and so this is one thing I want to do a little bit more research into and kind of clarify, for the audience to make sure that everybody's understanding, kind of what's going on with Jasmy and Apple as far as, is it really a partnership? What is going on? And so, at least from what I could find, doing the research, that I was doing is there's been a lot of I would personally call it like a misnomer of Jasmy and Apple being in a partnership. I don't think that's correct. The reason that it's being construed that way is because essentially what happened is Apple's essentially allowing for that to be supported within their software. So what this means is that Japanese citizens who have this My ID number are able to essentially establish like a permanent like digital identity presence. And the thing that I guess the reason why people are calling this a partnership is because Jasmy is the one that essentially supports that My ID number. And to clarify, it's actually called a My Number card. So we can see that here. This is actually going to be implemented into iPhones next spring. So, this is something that we should end up seeing, within about the next 6 months, which could actually be, a bullish catalyst for Jasmy. But, I think that's something that the partnership announcement is a bit overblown, because it's not really a partnership announcement. This is just Apple essentially accepting the request of the Japanese government to allow the My Number card function onto iPhones. So, while this is good for Jasmy, it is not like a direct partnership. So I just wanted to clarify that, that this is something that, I think will be a good thing for Jasmy, but it's kind of construed or misconstrued a little bit. So, but overall, we can see, if we go down here, right here, to highlight, Jasmy is linked with Japan's My Number Card iTrust authentication service months ago. The My Number Card gives Japanese citizens and permanent residents digital identity proof. It contains a unique identification number and contains personal information. So the next kind of question after this, I guess, would be how, like, what type of personal data does it, or personal information does it allow, and what does it collect? Also, iPhones are pretty they're pretty strict, I guess you could say, with like data and information harvesting and collecting. So, you know, it remains to be seen, I think, how much data, you know, that like the Jasmy network might be able to collect from participants using their like iPhone activity, even if citizens or people do actually want to opt into this. I'm not technically inclined enough to know with with Apple what how that kind of works within their system. So, but you know, theoretically this could be something that could be kind of the first step for Jasmy as far as getting people to kind of store their information within their network, and this would be a fantastic way to do that, right? So, you know, there's still a lot to be seen. You know, next spring is what they're saying. So, you know, kind of 6 months from now, we can maybe start to get a sense of what the actual impact of this will be. So far, it's all, you know, purely speculation. But I did just want to, you know, kind of talk about this a little bit further to dispel any like confusion or anything going on as far as like the Apple partnership. So, you know, hopefully this kind of clarifies things of, you know, this isn't necessarily that they're not, you know, that like they've got nothing to do or the rumor's false or anything. It's just the reality seems to be a little bit different than, you know, what some of these news articles are kind of portraying it as. So anyway, that's pretty much all I had to go over today as far as Jasmy news. It's been a pretty light week in terms of news or updates within kind of the Jasmy ecosystem. You know, obviously there's you know, a lot of these projects, you know, we want new crazy flashy updates every single day, but that's just not the reality. You know, it takes a long time and a lot of work to make things that are unique and interesting. So, you know, ultimately, you know, I'll continue to bring news and updates and things as we have it for Jasmy, but ultimately, you know, they are just kind of, they've got their heads down, they're working on building the project that they are wanting to see. So anyway, if you did find the information in this video useful, please do let me know. Leave a like and subscribe. Also, feel free to drop a comment. I do like reading all of the comments, and I like your guys' feedback. You know, a lot of you do bring up very valid points and really interesting, you know, comments, questions, concerns, takes on the market that I do enjoy reading and that I do find helpful. So anyway, if you want to interact with me, you know, feel free to do so by any of those ways. Ultimately, thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next video.